Like a boss.
What's going on, you Brapaholics? Welcome back to the channel. It has been several weeks. I'm back from the honeymoon, so here we are making some more content for you guys. So here we have Wyatt's 2020, right? 2020?
Yeah, 2020.
2020 Can-Am Defender HD8 Max XT. So it's obviously the long limo. We call it the redneck limo.
Redneck limo.
It can fit 6 people. And we're going to see if this machine is a good trail riding machine. You wouldn't normally buy a Defender for trail riding. It's more of a utility machine.
What are you talking about?
Hey, I'm just explaining to the people that this is generally what it's meant for.
I mean,
But it has a big enough engine in it to go fast, to trail ride. It's comfortable. It's got nice suspension. It's a good machine.
it kept up with 2 turbos and the XP and the bachelor party
did.
trail ride.
He almost burnt up a belt probably, but it kept up.
I mean, we did like 45 the whole trip.
Yeah, it was a constant 45. She was working it. She was keeping up pretty good.
And Cole kept looking back, and I was right on his ass.
So anyways, for the non-professional idiots out there, I should say, should you take this trail riding? Well, we're going to find out. And we're here on our own property. We're going to put it to the test on some hardcore stuff. So it's going to give you a good indicator of what it can do, not just driving straight on a sandy trail. Can it go over logs? Can it go through brush? Can it turn all right? Is it good on tight trails? What is it capable of? What is it good at? What is it bad at? We're going to try to figure all that out for you guys. So here we have, like I said, it's the HD8. It's all stock minus the fact that it does have a 2-inch lift on it, so it is sitting higher than stock. So maybe that'll give you an indication between the 1000 or the HD8. But with the new lineup out there, the HD8 is not available anymore. So now it's the HD7 and the HD9 and the HD10. So I'm sure the chassis is exactly the same, just different size engine. I haven't really looked too much into it. Do you know why if there's any difference other than the engine?
I know on mine, so my 2020 HD8 compared to my brother-in-law's Max HD10, this is also 2020. Mine has dished wheels. Besides that, I don't think there's any difference.
Okay. I think this is 64 inches wide. We probably should have measured it. It's either 60 or 64.
It's probably like 62 right now with the lift kit.
It's hard to say. It's either 60 or 64. And my last video, where I did this on the X3, I was at 68, so that gives you a little bit perspective on.
I think their specs are 64 inches.
Probably 64, as long as it is. I would go 60.
Ride's smooth though for being long.
It is. So yeah, one thing we've already noticed. This is Wyatt, so he drives it the most, but since it's long, it does ride smooth. It has a lot of long travel, so it takes the bumps good.
And I still have it on stiff, and it rides smooth still on that.
Yeah, so the shocks are as stiff as they can go. That's another thing to think about here. They are as stiff as they can go right now. So it's as tall as it can be with the 2-inch lift.
And by far that Battle Armor lift is performing excellent.
Yeah.
This is a side note.
Just a simple lift kit, just a boot, literally just raises the suspension up from the A-arm.
We do have an install video on that if you have not watched it.
Yep, so if you're interested in how we installed that, go check out my video. I'll probably have a link down below for you guys. Alright, so we're here starting our first trip. Going downhill, testing out the brakes, a little squeaky. Probably need replaced. So one thing that this has that the X3 didn't is the rear differential lock. So you can lock the rear wheels if you are in a sticky situation. So nice benefit. We have a log here. All over it like a chain. this.
Look at that.
I crawled over that in that Ranger with a straight axle. I tell you what, that sucked with that.
I bet it did. This just made it look smooth as silk.
Well, that's another thing. I sold that.
You did?
I did. We're gonna see what it can do. We might get stuck. We do have a winch on this one.
We do have a winch.
Having a full windshield is nice in this type of situation compared to my X3.
Look at this. Where's even the road at, Jesse? What the heck?
I don't know. It's a good thing it's camouflaged because it's gonna hide all these scratches.
Tell my wife that.
We're gonna fit through here. My X3 did it. I think this can do it.
Maybe we're wider. Maybe we didn't know what we were talking about.
Yeah. That looks like it's 64 to me though. You can tell where my X3 went through here.
Like butter.
This tree's probably gonna get knocked down.
There you go.
You have a bumper on this?
Yes.
Alright.
It's a nice steel one.
There you go. Look at that. For the channel.
Look at that. You can't even tell where the trail's at. Okay, you just knocked the dust off the bumper, man.
Yeah, that's all. I'm just scraping off the rust.
So far we've proven the Defender can do everything the X3 can do.
You know, it's probably doing a little better, to be honest.
Yeah? Not
So-
spinning so much?
I can see where I'm going.
Not so much torque to spin you out
That's
either.
true. And yeah, I don't have bald tires on this either.
It's a little quieter, not so much turbo spool going on.
Yeah, well, you know. Like a champ. So I honestly think this has a better turning radius than the X3. But since this is so long, it probably turns about the same. But if this was the regular Defender that, you know, short, it'd probably turn a lot sharper, to be honest.
Like butter. Smooth as butter. I think after you drive this, you know, if you're gonna go buy one of these too.
You know what? If it comes down to the channel going big, this would be a nice asset to the team. It's a nice,
good support vehicle.
it's a very good support vehicle, and I haven't rode any of the new Rangers. I do have a 2015 Ranger in the shop right now. I'm gonna drive that around and see how I feel. I know they've made a lot of changes since then. The last Ranger I've been in was in 2008.
That'd be comparable to your like 2005 you had, right?
Well,
Well,
night and day. Between those two, that was night and day difference.
They
but,
had to do an independent rear suspension on
Yeah.
the 08, I think.
yeah, I don't think the old Rangers are straight axles, but they could have been. I honestly don't know. I think the only reason it was straight axle in the back is because it was a 6x6. But this for a utility machine rides very nice. I do like that part of it, and it just Can-Am does a good job in
the
the interior.
unlock the rear diff even.
I wanted to turn a little sharper. All right, so we're out of the woods for a bit. We're in an open field. Let's see what the top speed is, and just see how it does going fast.
It's working at 60.
It's really working it. So that's what the top speed is. Plenty fast for a utility machine.
Totally stock.
Totally stock.
We might change the pack.
Totally fine for trail riding too. There's no problem. You don't need to go 60 miles an hour on trail.
The belt does get hot though when you try to keep up with sport machines.
It does. It got really hot.
I lost about 10 miles an hour riding that day. More trees that are knocked down, a lot more smaller brush, and a good time. I'm gonna put her back in 4 low and see what the situation comes. I might lock the rear diff. Alright, we're going up this little bank here. There's some tree stumps, a lot of weeds, low visibility. I'm gonna lock the rear diff. I'm spinning it somewhere in the back. Am I hung up on something? Digging a hole. Let me get a little bit more speed. It may just be a weight issue. I don't think you're hung up on anything.
Maybe it's the stump, I don't know.
Bump it.
Something's hanging me up. Oh, there's the stump back here.
Oh, is there a stump back there?
I should be able to clear that stump, so I'm gonna go over it.
Yeah, skid plate.
Yeah, I was hitting the stump in the back.
Like a boss.
thing I like about this so far is the hood is down, so you can see over the hood pretty good compared to the X3. I can see where I'm going. I can make a map in my head of what route I want to go. Keep on trucking along. Got a lot more logs in front of us. A lot of these logs are pretty rotty, and they're small enough to just climb right over. The width is just about perfect for the type of trails I'm in right now. Definitely wouldn't want to go any wider. Now I'm making the trail as I go a little bit here. So this is slow trail riding. Some would not really call this trail riding, but you know what? This is fun trail riding in my opinion. Oh, we gotta wait for my cameraman to catch up. Getting a little tight again. Luckily with that tree, I broke a lot of this down already.
Uh-huh.
Your roll cage. Your roll cage does tip a lot.
Yeah.
It's so tall.
We're good. We're fine. I don't know if you can see it, but back here we got the little razor saber, is what I like to call it. So far, what are your impressions, man?
So, rideability, comfortability, I'm giving it...
Visibility. What about
visibility? No, yeah, I did talk about that back there.
Okay.
Compared to the X3, visibility is so much better because I'm sitting up.
Yeah.
The snout of the front
It's like
end.
a bulldog.
It's yeah, it's like a bulldog. It's short. I can see over pretty nice. You know, this area's all, well, I don't have the mesh there, but I can see what's here. So visibility's awesome. Surprisingly, the suspension's nice, even though there's not very many options of how to adjust it. You just got like 5 adjustment notches. Not much adjustability on suspension, but it is a comfortable ride. And when you're trail riding, people don't do this, but you don't, if you're on the trails and not on the road a lot, you don't need to run 18 pounds of pressure in your tires.
I don't know what my tires are at.
Run it at 8. 8 is perfect for trail riding. If you're on dirt stuff, perfect. You got more comfortability, more cushion, more traction. Jump it, but you never know. I can see the next through here quite a bit. I might need some speed.
Is the diff locked or is it open?
Here, I get rear diff locked on. A little bit of a skid. Hopefully, not too bad. Section.
Hey, turkey! I'm glad he went that way and didn't attack me.
So we might bottom out here a little, just a tad. We're just cleaning off the rust and the old mud.
It's plastic, man, no rust.
Yeah. So I was, it went up it and forward low smoothly. I didn't need to give it too much speed, so I did pretty good there. Down is not the hard part. So I wonder
That big old booty.
big old booty. Wyatt likes the big booty.
Practically unstoppable.
I don't want to buy any parts right now.
You don't want to talk to the wife.
They're not bad.
Looks fine.
Being so long, it takes a lot to get this in the air.
Oh yeah.
I maybe got an inch of air, maybe.
I think you just aired the shock out.
Yeah,
Took the weight off.
but it's still pretty fun. All right.
Someday, when I have Fox shocks on there, we'll jump it.
Someday when this has an X3 engine in it,
That is a very,
we will
very
see.
possible.
We'll see what happens when we get more power.
Maybe I go buy a HD5. People be selling those ones. Put one in that.
There you go. All right. So to conclusion, is this a trail riding machine? I would say yeah. I mean, honestly, anything's a good trail riding machine, but how this performed way better than I thought it was going to be. For technical stuff, it handled pretty good. Being as long as it is, I mean, you're going to have a little trouble.
Do you notice how the rear and the front wheels track very well together?
Yeah, I honestly, I didn't even realize this is that long on the woods. I'd have to look back and be like, oh, I'm way back there still. But it follows through just fine. I turn and it just follows around the tree. I never had to really worry about the rear end hitting anything when I was turning past trees and stuff. I did get hung up on a stump just because I couldn't see on that side very well. But other than that, handled really well. Very comfortable. Visibility is awesome, and comfortability is really good too. For a utility machine, yeah. So if you want to use this for yard work, just stuff here and there, and you also want to trail ride, one of these is great for just simple trail riding. That's it. Really, really good machine for that.
How do you like the seats in it?
Yeah.
You're used to the buckets now on your X3.
I am.
So how do you like the bench seat?
This is actually not bad. It's not just a straight bench seat, which is nice. Like I said, I haven't been in the newer Rangers in a long time, so I can't really compare those seats. But the 2008 to this, big difference. And Can-Am does a pretty good job with their interior, so very comfortable. And they're not just a straight bench. They do have a little bit of a bench style cushion in it, a little bit. But yeah, for a nice day of trail riding, it wouldn't be so bad on the back. Even in the bucket seats, my back gets a little achy, especially in the X3.
Yeah.
The Razors, I like the Razor seats better than the X3 seat.
They got a good bolster to the sides. You kind of sit in them, not on them.
Yeah, but yeah, good machine. If you're just going to use this for dual purpose, I would get one, depending on how, this is the max, so this is obviously the long situation. But if you have a shorter one, it'd be even better. The turning radius would be really good.
Might be able to steer the foot a little more.
Yeah, so you might have a little bit better chance of going up steep inclines and stuff, drifting. I was really surprised when we went riding 3 weeks ago for my bachelor party. Wyatt kept up with us. We had two Razor XPs and the next 3. And Wyatt, he kept up with us. So
that might be more stupidity than...
A lot of stupidity. And, I mean, he was pushing it. The belt got really hot, like you said.
It did. We started out, and I mean, they were cruising like 45, 50. By the end of the day, I had a hard time hitting 40, 44.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it definitely was getting warm in the housing back there.
Which is a little surprising because they usually have a good job of keeping them cool. But it was a hot day. It was like 90 degrees that day, so...
We hit every mud puddle pretty much too.
Yep. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to be doing more of these because this is really fun. It's a really good experiment. I don't think too many people really push these to the limit in trails a little bit. And there's a lot of people trail riding right now. It's a huge thing. So use this to kind of compare because I know everybody does simple trail riding. A lot of people like to ride on the old snowmobile trails. A lot of people like to go down 2 tracks or just dirt roads.
Even coming into fall, like, putting your tree stands up. This would be a great unit for that.
Exactly. Yeah, hunting. You're going to be going through woods like this probably. So, just a good experiment. And I was really surprised. I did not think this was going to do that well in the woods. I think it did better in most situations compared to the X3. Granted, I had ball tires and stuff, but I was
a lot more horsepower.
A lot more horsepower. Most of the time, I'm just digging holes and spitting dirt up and stuff. This had the torque there and slow enough. I was able to go slow enough to just.
Does your X3 have a solid rear? Like, does it always lock?
Nope.
It's open?
It's open.
Okay.
The Razors actually have a posi. X3s don't.
Okay.
So it's only 2 wheels that spin. And there were some situations where I had one wheel up on both ends.
And those were the ones
I was
turning?
teeter-tottering. I couldn't. They were both spinning up on the ground. I had to kind of teeter off the logs to get it to go.
I noticed a lot when you're turning, just from perspective, when your diff was unlocked, it looked good, and then when you're climbing, obviously having the diff lock was beneficial.
So yeah, the rear diff lock really helped this for climbing for sure. It was struggling going up some of the banks when it wasn't on. So
and we're in normal mode too. We also had work mode we could have tried, but
yeah, that's true.
So I didn't think of that till just now.
Yeah, I think work mode, all it does is just detune it a little bit. Just makes it go a little slower.
I think it gives it a little more torque, to be honest.
Does it? It might. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and we have a podcast available, which we are going to record after this. So, going to get back into the roll of things now that I'm back from my honeymoon. So, really excited.
So, as what you should do is you should go buy a 3-seater HD7. So I'm still bigger than you. Don't get the HD9. Don't be a dick like that.
Yeah, can't get anything else bigger than Wyatt. This happens a lot.
I'm used to that.
Wyatt will get something, bigger. And then we just get something bigger. It just kind of keeps going back and forth.
Pisses me off.
Hey, that's what best friends are for, right?
I think I got the biggest and heaviest unit against you guys. So.
I do.